People, people, what's good? Happy Sunday to you all, wherever you're doing, um, wherever you are. Hopefully, you're having a relaxing Sunday. Mine's not been too bad. I was at work earlier at Talk Sport for a few hours, and then I've just got home, chilled out, relaxed, caught up on a lot of the fights. So many fights, too many, like almost too many fights. But I caught up on a lot of the fights over the weekend. Some good ones, some good ones. No big English card. There were English cards, by the way, but obviously nothing from Frank and nothing from Eddie. I feel like they missed the trick by not doing something this weekend. But yeah, caught up a lot of the fights. Um, yeah, let's talk about them. Let's talk about a lot of the fights. And before we do that, I'm gonna have a drink. I've got this here. My friend gave me this for my birthday. Rory Jennings, a lot of you might know him. He does a lot of football stuff. Sent me this. Aberfeldy. Can you see that? Aberfeldy. I have no idea what it tastes like. It is a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. I'll tell you exactly what it tastes like now. I'm just going to open it fresh. Thank you to all of you that are in, by the way. I'm going to read out, as I always do. I always read out who's in the chat, in the little group that we've created. Guys, I'm super excited to move to the studio, super excited. Oh, that fresh noise. Jeez, that's a fresh noise. Should have got a bit of ice, but I can't be bothered to go to the kitchen. What's that? What do you say that is? A treble? Is that a treble? Yeah. We'll have a treble. We'll leave it as a treble today. I might do a couple more. It's been a long week. It's always long weeks, but don't complain. I'm happy for these weeks. Better put my phone on silent. Cheers, everyone. Nice. Got a little sweet kick to it as well. All right. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's say hello to a few of yous. Let's start. Rowan Perry is in the building. Silver beat Chavez Jr. Crazy. Chavez Sr. must be just so upset with Chavez Jr. Although, look, he was a world champion before. But yeah, it's not only that Anderson Silva beat him. Anderson Silva, like the MMA guy, comfortably at times outboxed him. That's what's weird about all that. Team Banchamek says, we are here at it as always, brother. Thank you, peeps. Thank you. Who's this? E-Machines 34. Hello, brother Ade. Hello, brother E-Machines 34. Who's this one? Smile back if you're ugly. Hey, everyone. Shit, loads of comments will just come in. Oh, Rosado. I mean, Base the Kid. What up, young Ade? I wish I was young. 40. I'm not even young, man. I'm old right now. But yeah. Docas, Rosado K was fantastic. Fantastic is not selling that KO enough. Don't worry, Docas. I will sell it in a second. You're not giving it enough credit. They're not. It was more than fantastic. You should have at least done fantastic in capital letters to give it the sell it needs. You got to sell that KO a bit more, Docas. You've got to sell it a bit more. Inoue is a beast, says Rooney. AM UFC is a beast in it. Them body shots. Oh, you're watching it and it's just like, it's hurting me. I'm sitting down watching it. It's hurting me, those body shots. They're brutal. And those guys at 118 pounds are so small and I'm a bit upset that, like, I know a lot of people want to see Donaire Inoue rematch. I actually want to see Casemiro, if I want to see you. Casemiro, I think, bounced back so well since those 4 defeats that he's had. He's on a run right now. So as much as I like Donaire, I want to see Casemiro. Some people don't like this, beat Donaire, because I want to see Casemiro versus Inoue. Like, I wanted to see Rigondo beat Casemiro because I want to see Rigondo versus Inoue. I don't want to see Inoue versus Daenerys again. Not yet, anyway. I want to see other matchups. But yeah, it looks like they are gonna. Well, we never know. Casemiro versus Daenerys is a fantastic one. Two Filipinos going at it. That's a good fight. I don't know the exact reason. Someone might tell me below as to why Rigondeau's been pulled. Is it because of injury? Is there a problem with the weight? Is it because TV execs don't like him? They just said, you know, fuck that. I don't know what the reason is. But yeah, it's a shame we're not going to see Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. Avis Gold says, I missed this. Good survey, you know. I realized I haven't done, I think because the last one I did, I had raps on, and I love raps, but I do miss sometimes just chatting to you guys by myself. But raps is good. Make sure you check out his channel. Are you guys not excited for my move to the studio? I am so excited. I can't lie. I'm so excited. Sammy Pavley says that Rosado knockout was insane. Insane. Especially considering that he got put down with a body shot. Look, I said in the lead up to it that this could be the fight that this could be undoing this fight. And it looked like it was going that way until he then landed the shot from the gods. And I love that, man, just because Rosado deserves that. Like, he deserves that. Man's had 30 defeats, but he fights. He goes in there and fights anyone in and around his weight category, 154, 160, 168. Rosado will fight them in their backyard. He will travel. He's a proper warrior, like proper warrior. And he gives people good fights. Like, he's been, I think, on the wrong end of a couple of decisions. He's been beaten badly by a couple of people, but he's still there, still going. What is he now? 35, 36. He wants Munguia next. I don't mind that fight. I find it a bit weird that Munguia would call out Rosado. Like, Munguia is unbeaten, former champion, 154 pounds, step up to 160, and you say you want to fight for the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, Rosado, who's what, 13 defeats. I know Rosado just came off a career best win, but I mean, surely you should be calling out the champions. That's what you should be doing. You should be calling out Demetrius Andrade. You should be calling out Golovkin. That's what you should be doing. You should insist, I want next a champion. But yet he says, oh, this fight will be good for the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans. Rosado, I kind of found that strange. I was like, no. Stephen Dodd, always look forward to these lives as a top man. Thank you, Stephen. I look forward to them as well, you know. Trust me, it's funny because as much as you guys say things like you look forward to them, trust me, I look forward to them. I probably look forward to them as much as you guys do because I ain't doing shit on a Sunday evenings. I ain't doing shit. Lee Jones, happy for Rosado, deserved the win. Yeah, he did. Very happy for him. It's good. And not only that, but now he puts himself in a position where, you know, more fights, more big fights, more big paydays like Rosado now. And look, Rosado said after that fight that he thought he beat Danny Jacobs. Some people did, some people didn't, but quite a few people did. So he's coming off, if he beat Danny Jacobs in his own mind, he's coming off two very, very good wins, two legit wins. Danny Jacobs and this kid who's got this ridiculous amateur record and was unbeaten. So it's two good wins. So maybe it is a big fight next. I wouldn't mind seeing the Munguia fight. We're going to talk about Munguia and Zaramata in a minute, but I wouldn't mind seeing that fight just because Munguia, I still feel, is very crude in what he does. Still doesn't move his head, takes one to give one. And look, he's tougher than a lot of the guys he's fighting. So he kind of out-toughs them. Does let his hands go, but it's in 2-3 punch combinations. There's rarely a 3 or 4 5 punch combination with Munguia. I like that fight. I think that's a hell of a fight. I think Munguia, being the fresher of the two, will probably win it, but I don't mind that fight for Rosado at all. I like it. But for Munguia, it's a weird one. You look at that Munguia resume, and I think Munguia is like 31-0 or something. It's like, what's there? What's there, man? Munguia needs to fight someone, man. Golden Boy needs to do something with him. They need to do something with him. Big time. Wayne Fitness says, Ade, what's good? What's good, brother? What is good? Wayne Fitness in shape. Jeez, you need, if you're in London, Wayne Fitness, reach out to me. I need to get a 6-pack. This shit don't help, does it? This shit don't help. Jimmy Collins says, evening, Ade. You make my Sunday nights. You know what, guys, can I be honest with you? Everyone that says that, I really appreciate that, you know. That's a big statement. Thank you so much for everyone that says they enjoy these Sunday night things, because I find them fun as well. What I might do, which we haven't done I think for the last 3 or 4 weeks is put the link in so we can get a few of you on again. We haven't done that for a while. Apologies. We might do that this week. I ain't doing nothing tonight, so this could be a long one, peeps. This could be a long one. All right. Who's this one? Who's this? Wagwan Ade says that's main. Wagwan. Who's this? Isaac Levy said, Ade, I want to give you some whiskey to take home with you when you come to New York City next time. Dude, once the world opens, I do want to travel more, man. I really do. Like, I was really thinking about going to that Wilder Fury fight just to watch a big fight from America. Ain't gonna happen, is it? Ain't gonna happen. Edward says, as good as that kid was supposed to be, it was poor matchmaking putting in a kid in his 7th fight versus a 40-fight vet. Yes and no, Dan. Again, Rosado has got 13 defeats on the resume. And if they think that kid is as good as he is, and that kid's amateur record says they fought that, then maybe Rosado was good matchmaking. I think it was. Again, Rosado just caught him. It can happen to anyone. Prior to him getting caught, that guy was, it felt like it was just a matter of time before he got rid of Rosado. It really did. I mean, he was starting to dig Rosado to the body, starting to outwork Rosado. The guy looked really big as well. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. In the end, it looks like bad matchmaking, obviously, because Rosado knocked him out. But I think that kid's going to do well. It depends how he recovers from that knockout defeat. It really does, because that was a bad knockout. Someone reached out to me and says, should the referee have counted? I'm like, count for what? What's he counting for? When a guy falls flat on his face, he's out. He's out. And you got some crazy referees that because the guy is unbeaten would have given him another chance. Rosado would have cleaned his pipes if that happened. So no. Someone reached out to me about this one. This is not the case from what I've heard. Fahzan Riyaz says, Ade, do you know that the tickets for the fight camp are priced at $750 apparently? If that's the case, then that's obviously not the price I'm doing. But I don't think it's that. I don't think that price. Well, let's hope it isn't anyway, because that's stupid. That really is very, very stupid. That is the case, but I don't think that is the case. Alex Chavez with the super chat. Appreciate that, brother. Says shout out from Yuma. Is it Yuma? Is that how you pronounce it? Arizona, USA. Cheers, bro. Cheers, Alex. Really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Loads of stuff here coming in. Ashaya says Munguia gets smoked by the top 160s. He fights a lot of people who don't have power for a reason. Yeah, no, man. I honestly, I'm not with that. Munguia gets smoked by a lot of the top. Munguia is as tough as old boots. Don't get me wrong. He's very crude in what he does. Like, what he does is very, very basic. He throws his best punch combination is the right uppercut, left hook. He throws it really well. It's very, very telegraphed. But I mean, you've got to dent him to get rid of him. Dent him. Let's not forget as well, I think at 154 pounds, I think he beat Montiel, who took Charlo all the way yesterday. Munguia is no joke, you know. I just feel like a mover will cause him problems. So I don't know who. Like, I'm thinking Andrade might cause him problems, but I think he might get to Andrade eventually. He might, like Liam Williams did, he might get there. I don't think Andrade's got the pop to keep a Munguia off for 12 rounds. You've got to, there's some of these fighters you've got to dent and continue to dent them, or there's going to be a problem. We saw that with Charlo yesterday. I said Jermall Charlo would beat Montiel. But look, you can't get rid of these guys. They're so tough and durable. And I think even Charlo realized that yesterday. Charlo got hurt, no. Charlo says it was a headbutt in the 8th round. But no. It wasn't just a headbutt. Charlo's legs wobbled. Like, that was a good fight. The scorecards might not show us a good fight, but that was a competitive fight. Montiel tough. Montiel tough as hell. Oh, this is nice to know, because obviously this is what we're using 3 of these in the studio. Mike is sounding great. Thank you. We're using 3 of these in the studio, and I think the difference in the studio will be the fact that I'm gonna like put a lot of acoustic foam. You won't see it, but there'll be a lot of acoustic foam, so hopefully it'll be a lot better in the sound here, because it's still a bit echoey, I think. But once we get there, it'll be I think it'll be a lot better. I think it will be a lot better. Hurricane Hank says Munguia got hit with a lot of slow punches last night. Yeah, I think Munguia got, and this is not me sticking up for Munguia because again, I think his head movement is lacking. It literally is a straight line. His head does not move. But I do think he felt Zaramata's punches and he was like, this ain't shit. Honestly, it was like, this is nothing. And look, those styles don't last in boxing. I've seen many fighters fight like that. Like I remember when Bam Bam Rios was coming up, Brandon Rios, and he used to be able to absorb that kind of punishment as well. Eventually, you can't absorb it forever. And Munguia's young, he's fresh, he can absorb that punishment now. That ain't gonna last. He's gonna need to have some, his defense is gonna need to be a lot better than it is. What am I doing? Hold up, peeps. I always do this. Hold up 2 seconds. This is what I'm looking for. My charger. The last thing we want is the fucking laptop just to die. And we are saved. All right. Yeah. So I don't think this is gonna last for Munguia, but I think for now he's all right. What's this one? Luke Parker says, remember way back in 2019, you're going to that table talk. That would be great in the studio. There's a lot, I can now do in that studio, I think. And I want to do a lot in there because I'm fucking paying for it. You know what I mean? So I think because I'm paying for a studio, I'm gonna try and do as much as I can. Ada, you make my Sunday mornings here in Cali. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'll just quickly talk about Jermall Charlo and that performance last night. What did you guys make of it? I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. He looked good against Banchamek, didn't he, at 160? I thought that was a good performance. But I don't know. I thought he looked good in spots yesterday. He did. I think his punch combination was good. I think he rushed into his punches. And there were times when I thought, I don't know if this is because of instructions from the corner, but I felt like there were times when I thought he could have got Montiel out of there, really stepped on it, and he kind of took a couple of steps back and went back to jabbing. Again, that might have been instructions in the corner. Like, okay, this guy's tough. He's there for the full distance. Don't blow your gasket. But there's been a few performances at 160 which have I'm not convinced he's taken all his power that he had at 154 up to 160. Yeah, I didn't think he looked that good against Korobov. And I think a lot of people actually thought Korobov might have won that. It is Korobov. I keep saying it's Korobov. A lot of people thought he won that. So I'm not sure, about Jermall Charlo. Like I want to see, and I've been screaming for Jermall Charlo to get a chance against Canelo. Watching that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I will say this. I think they picked that opponent for him to win and look impressive. He won. Not quite sure he looked impressive. What I will say though is that I almost feel like every fighter needs one of those good 12 rounds hard. So you can do it when it needs to be done. And he's got that, but I don't know if I was super impressive. What are you guys saying about it? By the way, guys, smash that like button if you can. Thank you. Thank you. The reason I say that is because Mickey Dubb has said 204 watching, 37 likes. I mean, come on, hit it. Well, this is a good one. Ade, you doing a live watch along for Loma Tank? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Might as well. Let's do it, man. We gotta get more serious. Boxing community says Charlo got frustrated when he realized that he couldn't take him out. Then he started to be sloppy. Yep. That, you know what? Well said. I think that sums up exactly what I was trying to say. I think Charlo, when he realized that he couldn't get the kid out of there, I didn't like his work. Didn't like it at all. Didn't like it. Adam P says Charlo didn't look that good with Brandon Adams either. Simon Calvert says, I heard Charlo struggle with the weight. They all struggle with the weight, though, don't they? I mean, any fighter, even the ones that live the life, and no one comfortably makes weight. I think all of them are going to struggle with the weight. Um, I don't know. Um, Tobio Ogugwa says, thought it was a good Montiel was tough. Yeah, Montiel tough as hell. Montiel's tough. Montiel took some shot. Like there was a couple of times when I thought Montiel was on the way out. All of a sudden, man just finds another gear and just stays in there and starts throwing back. I don't know. Ashai says, I expected more since Munguia KO'd him. Munguia KO'd him at 154 pounds. I think Montiel at 160 is, I think he's a bit more durable than he was at 154 pounds. Adam P says, Charlo can't be getting hit like that with any one of the top guys at 160. Who are the top guys at 160? Like when you think about that statement, I mean, you look at the belt holders at 160. Golovkin's got what, the IBF and the IBO. Charlo got the WBC. Demetrius Andrade's got the WBO. I mean, it's not full of killers at 160. I mean, there's some good fights at 160, but it's not killers. I mean, I think that he should be looking to go to 168 immediately if he is struggling that weight. Struggling that weight, go to 168 and we'll see. Amoto Ramalan Ahmed says, Canelo would eat Charlo for breakfast. It would beat him. I don't think it's that easy, especially not in the early rounds where Charlo is very, very sharp, fast, clean punches, good work. But once it gets to where it gets to a case of how fit are you and how strong and how durable in those championship rounds that we've seen Canelo do time and time again, yeah, Canelo would then eventually eat him for breakfast. I'm with you on that one. Someone asking this one, Base, wherever you are. So he's obviously not talking to me, talking to Base the Kid. Do you think there's a problem with AJ Usyk and no announcement yet? It's weird, right? I mean, we all heard the rumors about September 9, was it September 18th or September 25th? I don't know what's going on. I mean, I did read some crazy reports today saying that they've now reached out to Ruiz. I don't know how true that is. I think Ruiz actually mentioned it himself that they've kind of reached out to me. I don't know what's going on. Eddie Hearn, in his last interview, when he spoke about this, I think it was to Rob Tebbit, spoke about the fact that he has sent the contract over to Usyk's people. They've sent the contract back. There's a couple of things they need to iron out on the contract. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a case of the money or this purse split in the rematch. Remember, because there is a rematch clause being put in by AJ. I don't know if it's something like that. But I would expect it to be announced very, very soon. I do think that AJ is going to fight Usyk next. I'd be shocked if it doesn't. I mean, I think the fights do take place at Tottenham's stadium as well. So it would surprise me if that fight doesn't happen. It would be surprise me. I do think that no, I think the likelihood is that it gets announced next month. I don't expect it to be announced this month. Remember, we're talking September. September 25th. Still a long way away, a very long way away. Maybe the first fight camp, Conor Ben. So maybe Conor Ben Granados, they announce it then. Tickets on sale, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. Lewis Moore, Super Chat says, Ade, thoughts on potential Andrade versus Eubank Jr. fight? I don't know what's going on with Eubank Jr., I do not know what's going on. I mean, let's be real, people. I know he was out of the ring a long, long time. He didn't look good in his last fight, did he? Remember that fight? Didn't look good. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not even a fight that really interests me, if I'm honest with you. And this is no disrespect to either man. It doesn't, even reading that doesn't excite me. Like Eubank Jr. versus Andrew, it doesn't excite me. I mean, I think they're trying to push. Cali Sauerland keeps talking about the Kell Brook fight. Maybe they're looking at that as a potential big money fight over here. Maybe that is worth more than Eubank winning a world title. Maybe it's a fight over here. And let's be honest, it probably is, If that fight happens over here with fans, it will definitely sell out an arena. Eubank versus Kell Brook, it would. I know some people might not like the idea of Kell Brook going up to 160 now when we just saw him getting bashed up at 147, but I think Kell Brook, he always looks good. He's going to talk the talk. Eubank Jr. clearly talks the talk. That fight at 160 over here, probably makes more money for Chris Eubank than Chris Eubank going to America and fighting Demetrius Andrade. It probably does. 2 secs. Rowan Perry says, what's happening with GGG? Hasn't fought for a while. Murata, that's going to be announced very, very soon. GGG is fighting Murata. Yeah. Look, I love Golovkin, but Golovkin right now, I mean, it's going to be one fight in 8 months all the time until he calls it quits. I think there's this fight against Murata, and then I guess the hope will be that he fights Canelo one last time, the trilogy at 168 pounds, after Canelo, I think, gets rid of Plant. Because once Canelo does that, he's cleaned up, he's undisputed at 168 pounds, then it's a case of, okay, who? And I think Golovkin will be the one that makes sense. So I think, yeah, so Murata for Golovkin, and then ideally he gets the Canelo fight. It's all about that pension money right now. Mark Barsi said, hey, Ade, loving these lives. I'm buzzing because Wells are through to the last 16 despite the loss. And it's my birthday today. Loving life. Happy birthday, brother. And well done to Wells as well. Yes, you lost to Italy, but you're through to the last 16, where I think you might play Finland or Russia. I mean, you'd fancy that, right? And then quarterfinals. Jesus Christ. All right, this is in reference to the questions we were talking about AJ. Big Nick saying AJ has brought in Senad Gashi and is sparring 2 other southpaws. It's Usyk, peeps. Mate, if he's fighting Usyk, he better fucking up the game on Senad Gashi. Up the game. If I'm him, I'm looking at smaller guys. Like, honestly, look at some light heavies. Look at some light heavies that are southpaws. You need guys that can move on their toes. Senad fucking Gashi, Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, it's a good shout. This is a good shout. Ashai says Eubank Brook will be on Sky pay-per-view. Now Matchroom have left. Possibly. I mean, Matchroom have opened up that idea. Sorry, Sky have opened up the idea of working with others. So it isn't just Boxer they're working with and Top Rank. They are going to work with, it'll be under the Boxer umbrella, but most promoters will be able to come in and put their shows on. Eubank Jr. versus Chris Eubank will be a pay-per-view. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, this is so poor. Come with your own jokes, Farhazan Riaz. I mean, that is a CRB joke. You can come better than that. Oh, I'm just putting up on the screen to highlight how bad it is. I mean, be original. Some sort of originality. Come on, man. Better than that. I'm going to keep that up there for a little longer. Just because of the unoriginality of it all. I need more than that. I need more. All right, let me what's this one? All right, you know what? I'm gonna keep up for 4 more seconds. I'm gonna keep up there for a bit more. Just because I want more originality from you, brother. I really do. What's this one? Oh, he's got to take the L, and he's got to take the L. It's just putting it. Base the Kid says, I didn't watch the Charlo card, nor did I. I didn't watch Charlo. All I watched was that Charlo fight. I didn't watch the Charlo card either. Too much, bro. I can't watch all the boxing, bro. But obviously, we had the Inoue fight card. By the way, credit to Isaac Dogbo on that. Got a big win. Isaac Dogbo did a majority decision. Well done to Isaac Dogbo as well on coming back. Well, I like this one. Mickey Dub. Ade, counter-punch boxing broke the news that FA Jagba is sparring with Tyson Fury. To me, that makes perfect sense. A Jagba is like a slow version of Wilder, so a good choice. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult to find sparring for Wilder. I mean, what he did last time was get Lawrence Okoli. I don't know if that's possible anymore with AJ and 258 management. Obviously, Okoli signed to 258. I'm not quite sure. Okoli looks like his own person, but I wonder if that's possible. I think Okoli is perfect because of those long levers that Okoli's got as well. So I think Okoli's perfect sparring in preparation for Wilder. But Ajagba's also got that kind of same build as well. But you're right, Ajagba's a lot slower than Wilder with those punches. Wilder's speed when he throws that 1-2, it's a very basic 1-2, but it's so quick. Bang. Did you see it? Did you see how fast it was? Bang. Oh, jeez. Exactly. This is it. Nick Harmer, CRB1 trolling is bad enough. He doesn't need a copycat. Exactly. We don't need two. One of them's enough. One of them is enough. What's this one? The amount of promotional content before the Inoue fight put me right to sleep, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, Inoue put that kid to sleep. Jeez, Inoue is one bad man. Honestly, one bad man. Monster indeed. But I really, really want to see him versus Casemiro. This version of Casemiro as well. Not the version before, not the version that lost to Maruti Mataleni, who Sonny Edwards recently beat. Not that guy. This guy now looks so confident and just look a bit stronger, looks a bit meaner. Be good. What's this from Big Nick says, Ade, if Fury loses to Wilder, is it realistic to expect Fury to retire? Because where does he go without a belt? And as AJ said, he is chasing the belts. If Fury loses, if Fury gets slept by Wilder, so like Brazil slept, Ortiz slept, I wouldn't be surprised if he calls it quits. I would not be surprised if he calls it quits. I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder calls it quits if Fury beats him either. Now, when I had Raps on here last week, I said, no, Wilder wouldn't retire. Like, why would he? Because there are other fights out there. The reason I think Wilder might call it quits is because obviously a lot of allegations about Tyson Fury and the cheating. So if Tyson Fury were to beat him again in the same fashion, he can't obviously use those allegations again. Because I think he's using those allegations as almost like he didn't beat me, he cheated. If Fury beats him and there is no cheating, there's no allegation, just beats him fair and square, like I think he did anyway, then I wonder if that will kind of mess up Wilder's mindset even more. I wonder if Wilder just be, I'm done. I wonder. Wouldn't shock me. Would it shock you? Wouldn't shock me. We got here. Lewis Moore says, would Wilder PBC accept Saudi money? Yeah, I think he's turning that money down right now. I don't think anyone's done that, man. Doesn't make, I think anyone. Jake Jansen says, can see it now. If AJ and Usyk, not until the end of September, after Wilder fight Fury, will start saying he can't wait that long, or let AJ for it and hyping. No, I don't think it will get to that. I can't see that happening. Fury's fight July 24th, while AJ Usyk's a couple of months after it. No, I think we'll be fine. I actually don't think it's going to happen. So I don't think it's going to be a case of Fury making an excuse of AJ. I just don't think. I think we've missed it. I think we've missed the boat on it. Yeah, some of us were celebrating. Some of the CRBs of the world were celebrating. I just don't think it happens. I think it was perfect. I think it was perfect to happen, and so it's a shame. It's a shame. What's this one from Ian Hamilton says? Of course, Fury would call it a day if he loses. He flirts with it all the time. He'll say he got beat by the number one, just an excuse to avoid AJ. Yeah. I don't think Fury's avoiding AJ, Like, I'm a big AJ fan. I'm a big AJ fan. There's not one bit of me that thinks Fury's scared of Anthony Joshua. Like, some people might say, oh, yeah, but look what he's done now. Maybe. I just can't see. Having spoke to Fury in the past and been around him, I don't think Fury is scared to fight AJ. I really don't. I think AJ's got a style that could cause him problems, but I just don't see it. I don't think Fury's ducking AJ. I think Fury team, people behind him might not want to see the fight, but Tyson Fury, I just don't think he's scared of AJ. I really don't. What's this one? E-Machines, would you consider streaming some fights on your channel? You won't get one strike, but gain a lot of subs. Nope, not worth the sub, my man. Not worth the subs. Stephen Tokley says, Joyce versus Wilder is needed. Test the best chin versus the best power. I like that. And see what comes out on top. Yeah, that would be interesting. But, can I be honest with you? I thought I'd go for Joe Joyce, am I mad to think that I think Joe Joyce right now would beat Deontay Wilder? Is that crazy? Don't know. I'm not quite sure. Saw something. There you go, this one. Andy says, what do you think about the Danae versus Casemiro fight, which was recently announced? Like it, but I would have preferred to see Casemiro versus Rigonda. I still think there's one last good fight in Rigonda, one really good performance. What I don't want to happen, by the way, I like the idea of Casemiro versus Danair, but I feel like Danair could sleep him, and I don't want to see Danair versus Inoue again. I don't know why. I don't. I just want to see Casemiro versus Inoue or Rigondo versus Inoue. Do you know what I mean? But look, good luck to Danair and what he's doing, man. It's crazy the fact that Danair is what now 38 years old. This guy is winding at the clock with these performances. It really is. This is North MMA. This is in response to my. I think Joyce could beat Wilder. You are mad. Wilder castrates him. Yeah, maybe. No, I'm not going to argue that. It's just I just chucked it out there. You're probably right. You're probably right. Eve Aurora says, "Good evening, Ade. Long time watcher, first time commentator. The rate Inoue is going. Could he be the new Pacquiao? No, he can't be. No, Pacquiao. No, I'm sorry. What Pacquiao did in running through 8 weight classes ain't happening again. Ain't happening again. Doesn't make sense. Honestly, doesn't make sense. Inoue will be the new Inoue. Like what Pac-Man did to go from a weight class, 8 weight classes, man. 5 lineal. So 5 is you beat the man who was the man in that division. It's crazy. And we're not seeing that again. It doesn't make sense. You've got to start from you've got to be in boxing at like 17, 18, like what Pac-Man did. And you've naturally you've just got to go through the weight divisions as your body as you just grow into your man size. So it's just not happening again. I think a lot of boxers now stay amateur for a lot longer as well. So yeah, I mean, Inoue is such a good boxer. But for example, could you imagine Inoue fighting 147 pounds? This is crazy. It don't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense what Pac-Man has done. Don't even make sense. Oh, what's this one? Someone said something interesting about what's this one? Rigo Cass versus Inoue is better than Danair too. Yeah, but look, Danair versus Inoue 1 was very, very good, by the way. It was one of the fights of the year. Like, really good. I mean, I had it with Sean Porter versus Errol and Josh Taylor versus Progress, one of my fights of the year, but I just don't want to see it again just because we've seen it. Just because we've seen it. Michael Show says, Joyce is a great chin, but no one can stand getting hit clean with Wilder's straight right hand. Yeah. And I think the worst thing for Joyce is that Joyce isn't as much of a mover like a Fury. Again, he's very straight line, isn't he? So you almost feel like it would be a clean right hand because he doesn't move as much from Deontay Wilder. So yeah, you're right. I mean, Wilder would probably destroy him, destroy him badly as well. What's this nonsense? Pacquiao couldn't even beat Jeff Horn. We will accept no Pac-Man slander unless you're talking about steroids on this channel, because Pac-Man is a madness. A madness, people. No Pac-Man slander apart from that. Yeah, this is 100% happening. Ahmed is saying, hopefully the winner of the Nair Casemiro fight Inoue. Yeah, that's fact. That's going to happen just because Inoue has already spoken about the fact that he wants to unify, become undisputed. Well, there are the belts. Go get them. Go get them. Jay Jackson says, crazy to think in April we're on track for AJ Fury, Joyce Usyk, Hunter. Yeah, we were, right? Hunter, Philip Hergovich, White Stanley wanted Wilder, all top 10 guys fighting each other. Madness. That is actually that's incredible. This is boxing. This is boxing. In saying that, I'm excited about Frank Sanchez versus F.A. Dagba. I'm excited. I don't even mind Carlos Takam versus Joe Joyce, brick versus brick. I don't mind that. I have no idea what's going on with Philip Hergovich, if I'm honest with you. I wouldn't be shocked if the Saudis haven't reached out to a certain Derek Chisora. That wouldn't shock me. I have no idea what's going on with Dillian White as well. Dillian White was rumored to be having a fight in July in America. In July. Obviously, that's not going to happen. So I wonder what's happening with him. I don't expect him now to be out until the autumn, which is a shame. I I did hear that they were trying to get the Trevor Bryan fight, or maybe even thinking about the Trevor Bryan fight, but now Frank Warren and Daniel Dubois want the Trevor Bryan fight as well. So your guess, sir, is as good as mine. What's this one? Jake Walker says, "Did you call Takam a brick or brick? Brick. Definitely. I definitely didn't call him a brick. Sorry, a Brit." Nathan says, "Montiel was as tough as nails. All credit to him. Looked like he was going to be finished around 5 or 6. Yeah, he did. He looked done, didn't he? Looked out on his feet. But again, if you don't dent him, I mean, dent him like maybe a Golovkin would dent him. Like, he's not surviving 12 rounds with Golovkin. Golovkin would dent him and get rid of him. Unfortunately, maybe Jermall Charlo's power, like I said, maybe his power's just not gone up to 160. At 154, Jermall Charlo looked like he could crack a bit. 160, not quite sure. Ismaeel Johnstone says, "Have you seen Clarissa Shields' MMA debut?" I have. Okay, right. I mean, what she's trying to do is tough. It's almost too tough what she's trying to do. She's going to need to know a ground game. She's going to need to know a bit of wrestling, bit of grappling, bit of jiu-jitsu, bit of kickboxing. You just can't learn all those things. It's, all it takes is for a decent level collegiate wrestler to fight her, and she's in big trouble. The rest is just going to take her down all the time. Just going to take her down all the time. So look, credit to her. She's trying to do something. She's daring to be great, but it's not going to work out too well when she really steps up. When she really, really steps up. AMD2 says, "Ain't Chisora fighting Parker again? I hope fucking not. Pardon my French. That fight was abysmal. Trust me, I did the live watch along and I regretted it every second of it." All right, let's have another tip ball. Who is this guy? Vanilla Friday. He's talking about Andrade. Everyone counted out Andrade. I held it down for the GOAT. You are either trolling us or you are Demetrius Andrade himself. I don't know which one. Paul M, would you KO Hatman at a? No, I wouldn't, because Hatman used to be a bouncer, so he's a tough dude. Patrick Joseph, who he says he's from UK, but has the most English, Irish, Scottish name. Can you talk about Usyk? I'm from Ukraine. Do you think he will beat Joshua? Please take the Joshua hat off. Joshua hat is off? No. I don't. I think Joshua is the second best heavyweight on the planet. You're asking me, do I think the fifth or fourth best heavyweight on the planet beats the second best? I know styles make fights, but no, I don't. I think Joshua will KO Alexander Usyk. I think once Joshua lands clean, that's it. All that moving around stops. What else have we got here? Mickey Deb says, "Who you guys got for Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence?" I've got Pacquiao, even though he's older. Got that feeling Spence is going to struggle. No. I like Pac-Man as well, but no, this he's gone a step too far here. Right. I love him for even daring to do this. Like, although I feel like this is the best financial option. Like with Pac-Man, it's not a case of him, he's doing it to be great. I don't think he necessarily cares about all that kind of stuff. It's a case of, okay, what pays me the most money? Remember, he was going to fight Conor McGregor. That fight was pretty much done. Conor McGregor just had to get past Dustin Poirier. He lost. Then there was that rumor about Ryan Garcia, then Mikey Garcia. There's so much. Terence Crawford in the Middle East, that didn't come through. I just think this is financially the biggest option out there, and he fears no man, does he? Manny Pacquiao. So look, good luck to him. I mean, look, if he were to somehow pull this off, then I need to have a roundtable with people that know a bit about boxing more than I do, because we need to start having a greatest of all time conversation. If he were to beat Errol Spence, unbeaten, big, fresh Errol Spence, we need to have a GOAT conversation. And I'm willing to have it with people that know more than I do. Because I have to admit, my boxing knowledge, when it goes down to all those people start talking about 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, is not vast. But what I hate is when you talk about when you talk to these boxing historians, it's almost like there's no way in the top 10, that there is no room in the inn. There fucking is room in the inn if Pacquiao beats Errol Spence. Fact. This is nonsense. Who's seeing Wilder's dent? It's not a dent. People need to stop saying that. It really isn't a dent. I'm sorry. I've seen, like, when someone's very lean, and Wilder is very lean. Wilder right now, take his top off, grab a six-pack. Wilder, he'll be ripped to shreds. That you kind of get that. I've seen people with that. That's not a dent, man. And everyone's gonna start saying that Tyson Fury calls that dent. It's just madness. Oh, I like this one. Ryan says, I'd love to see Montiel versus Liam Williams. Wouldn't mind seeing that. I think Montiel will get to him, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. What's this one? How are you accepting something false over something true? Come on, man. Pacquiao ain't never been popped. But he did lose the horn, even though it was a robbery. All right. 2-6. But to be fair, I gave you that look. But to be fair, you're right. Pacquiao has never popped. But yeah. Oh boy. David Price is about. Someone said, I spoke to David Price a month ago. He was contemplating retiring. It's almost like there isn't a fight for him, like a fight that's almost worthwhile. There's no point risking it to a kid coming up, and there isn't a fight that kind of gets him excited. He sounded like someone that doesn't have any confidence in himself at all, and he needs to find that confidence from somewhere. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with David Price at all. The Hunted One says, going to the body stops all that running stuff. Joshua would hit him hard to the body. Joshua would catch up to Usyk, people. I think so. We'll see anyway. We'll see. I'm liking this kid a lot. Nathan here. Tim Tszyu is a good boxer as well. 154 pounds. Really, really like Tim Tszyu. Really like the look of this kid. Obviously, look, I grew up when his dad was old enough to remember how good his dad, Kostya Tszyu, was. A lot of people might remember the fact that Ricky Hatton beat him, but you guys have got to go back and look at the ledger of Kostya Tszyu. I mean, he made Zab Judah, peak Zab Judah, do the chicken dance. Go and watch it. Nick Harmer says, man, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can do as he pleases now. He's in my top 50. Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer. That's a wrap. Right? It's not that's not even a question. But I need to have a question with someone. Someone needs to sit me down and convince me he's not a top 15 guy now, top 10 guy now. Someone needs to convince me, because I'm not quite sure. Ted Otengo says, Charlo versus Benavidez, who wins? Right now, you have to go Benavidez. He's the guy, 168 pounds, and Charlo would have to go up to that weight class. Benavidez, big, 168 pounds. So I think you'd have to go Benavidez, but well, yeah, you'd have to favor Benavidez in that fight just because of the size difference for now. Oh, I didn't know this was happening. Is this happening? Is it Jerry Forrest? Didn't know that was happening. I remember it was hearing that Wardle was going to be on the card, but I didn't know it was going to be Jerry Forrest. I like that. Melina, before Melina quit in that fight, Melina was causing Wardley a couple of problems, Forrest will cause him problems. Forrest, mate, I don't know, man. I do not know. Good question. Who would you put Conor Benn in with next if he beats Granados? This is risky, man. Conor Benn at 147 pounds is risky. I'm trying to think of who is faded, name value still there. I don't know, like it's risky. Like I'm even thinking of someone like a Louis Colazo, but that risky. And I don't know Louis Colazo is still at 147 pounds. He's always been floating around 154. I still don't know if he's there. I don't know, man. You know, I mean, do you dare risk a Cavialascus? And when I say risk Cavialascus, it's because Cavialascus isn't known to the wider casual public. The wider casual public won't know who Cavialascus is. So it's almost like you're rolling the dice and the guy doesn't even really have that much name value. So you at least want, if you're going to roll the dice with Conor Benn, you want it to at least be with someone that has name value. So if he does lose, you can say, yeah, but he is blah, 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 blah. Hence why they mentioned Sean Porter. Sean Porter's almost a win-win. I mean, if you win, then it's fucking lift off. If you lose, it's Sean Porter. You know, Avanesian's been mentioned. I think even Eddie Hearn said, and he's very honest about it to Rob Tebbett, like, Avanesian's a level above now. Avanesian's a world level 147 pounder. Conor Benn isn't that yet. It's a good question, you know. Who asked that? Actually, it's a good question, dude. I don't know, man. It's a good question. There aren't that many fights for him in Europe that are sort of bring name value, winnable fights, good records, apart from the ones I just mentioned, Cavialascus and Avanesian. You don't want that work yet. You don't want that. Interesting. What's this? G-Star says, unlikely, but I hope that White gets made mandatory for the winner of Fury Wilder if Undisputed doesn't happen. It should. That should happen. That should happen. I would love, I repeat with a capital L, love to see Wilder versus Dillian White. That build-up will be insane. Because obviously Wilder's come out recently and said things like he saw Dillian White, and Dillian White kind of went that way. Guys, I wasn't there. But trust me when I say that statement's bullshit. If Dillian White and Dean White are in the building, and it was both of them, they are not going the opposite way. I think you guys know this. Like, you know, like some guys that you kind of feel like are a bit fake and I think we all know, even if you haven't met Dillian White before, just from his character alone, you know he's not going that way. You just know he's not. Dillian White's not going that way. Derek Chisora is not going that way. There's some fighters that are not going that way. They are going that way. You just know. So yeah, I'd love to see that fight. Ain't gonna happen, but I'd love to see it. Okay, this is in reference to who Conor Benn could fight next. Marku. You can't go from, and this is no disrespect to you, Soldier Boy Health and Fitness Channel. You can't go from Vargas, Granados, Marku. You can't. I know Florian Marku is unbeaten, but you honestly, you can't. That drop off is too big. It's too big right now. You can't. Oh, I like this one. That's an interesting one. Lipnitz. Let me have a quick look at Lipnitz's record recently. Got beat by Jaron Ennis. Got stopped there. Beat Castillo Clayton, or Drew Castillo Clayton. Beat Lamont Peterson, but let's be honest, that's not the Lamont Peterson. Went all the way with Mikey Garcia. I like that. I think that's a very, very good show. Who said that? Simone. Very, very good shout, Simone. Like that show. Like that. Yeah, this is true. Caviar Velasquez is rumored to be fighting Virgil Ortiz. I like that as well. It's a good fight, right? Good fight. Nope. Not having this one. Ben versus Mickinson, and that's the day we all stop hyping Ben. We think Mickinson will cause him some problems. Mickinson could. I mean, he was a bit awkward for Chris Congo, but yeah. Oh, Joker, bait the kid. It was my matchmaking. Jerry Force hasn't been named. I thought so. I was thinking I ain't heard that one. Let's hope it happens. G-Star saying Lipnitz is a risky, but that's a good fight. Yeah, it is. Oh, this is a risky one. I'm going to put this one up now. There's two actually that people put up. Very good names, Very, very risky. I'll put this first one up by RJS. Josecito Lopez. Risky. Risky. But the one next, even more riskier. Jesse Vargas. This is it though. This is the names above. So below that world level, you know, that kind of world top 6, top 7, these are the guys that are floating around. This is it. And Ben will talk and say, you know, he wants to fight those guys. This is it. I love it, man. These are great, man. The Lipnitz, Josecito Lopez, and Jesse Vargas are great names. Again, risky as hell. Risky as hell. Don't know about that, man. That was, you know, this is an interesting one as well. Silver Stream, Chris Van Heeren, South African boxer, has fought a lot of people, has fought, I believe, he has fought Errol Spence, know that for a fact. He might have fought Danny as well. They've stopped him. So it's another good one as well. It's another good one. Basically, the Jesse won't come back down for 147 to come. Let me tell you this now. If with the new DAZN money that Eddie Hearn has, he likes to say that he's got a lot of more money to play with now. He'll make 1-4. He'll look at Conor Benn as though, and this is no disrespect to Conor Benn, he might look at that as this easy work. He might look at it like that, and this is almost free money. Like as Mayweather said, this is a legal bank robbery. He might look at it as easy work. You never know. Nah. Eddie mentioned Devin Alexander the other day on IFL. That's what he's got planned. They keep putting non-punches in with Ben. Devin, not now. Not now. Devin. There was a time, and Devin was legit. There was a time when I thought Devin Alexander was like, just because of that Philly where he was from, I actually thought he was the next Bernard Hopkins. Like, I just thought he was tough, he was gritty. And then he had that fight against Timothy Bradley. To be fair, Timothy Bradley was using his head a bit. He kind of quit in that fight. And I was like, oh, chink in the armor right there. Devin Alexander, for about 1.5 years, was supposed to fight Kell Brook. Like, that was a fight that was supposed to happen ages ago for the IBF title, years ago. Did you guys remember there was a guy, 147 pounds, that Kell Brook was rumored to fight, who was massive, black guy, 147 pounds. I think he lost once, then kind of quit. I can't remember the guy's name. I know a lot of you guys will probably remember. Wouldn't mind it. I actually wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I think Broner might be a bit too skilled for Conor Benn, and Broner's spoken about going to 140, but wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it at all. I actually want to know what's going on with Josh Kelly. You just hear Josh Kelly. I really would like to know what's happening with Josh. Kind of gone quiet, really. Lewis Moore says, Ade, do you think this five fight deal will get Ben to a world title as is intended? It can definitely get him to a world title. They're smart ways to kind of look at, you know, okay, we fight that guy and we jump to number 1, all that kind of crap. Do I think Conor will win a world title in 5 fights? No, I don't, honestly. And I like Conor Benn, man. Big fan. But no, there's guys out there. I mean, there's guys at 140. Like even Conor the other day spoke about Teofimo Lopez. Did you guys see that interview? And you didn't see the interview because it was on my radio show. But Conor Benn was on the radio show talking about Teofimo Lopez. And he said, like, when he stood side by side with Teofimo Lopez, bear in mind, this was 10 days ago or so. So Teofimo Lopez would have been cutting weight to make 135 pounds. Conor Benn had his fight. So Conor Benn was looking a bit chunky. Teofimo looked bigger than Conor Benn. Same height, looked bigger, more muscular. So what I'm trying to say is that it isn't even the guys that are at 147 now that are a problem. It's the guys that are at 140 are going to come up. Josh Taylor is a problem. Josh Taylor's a big problem for Conor Benn if Josh Taylor wants to come up. And Josh Taylor will be up to 147 in 5 fights times. That's probably what, 2 and a bit years, 2 years. So yeah, I don't know, man. I wish Conor Benn all the luck in the world because I love everything he brings to the ring. I love the energy, but I'm telling you, there's guys out there. There's good guys out there. A few of you have said this. Morris Hooker. I've seen his name pop up a few times. Um, yeah, I guess we can look at the way Virgil Ortiz um, kind of dismantled him in the end and can compare it. It's a tough fight. Tough fight for Conor Ben, man. All these guys, Morris Hooker's a very, very good boxer. Very good boxer. So I do wonder though if he's starting to have too much wear and tear on his, there's a couple of fights now where he's been beaten up quite badly towards the end. So yeah. I don't think it does. AMG said this Granados fight will prove he's ready for world level. I don't think so, because I think Granados and Vargas are like that. There's not much difference between Granados and Vargas for me, and he dispatched Vargas in what, a round. So if he dispatches Granados in a round, I don't think it means that. So I'm not quite sure. London runs boxing. Does it? By the time Ben reaches 5 fights, all the belts would have been dropped, and he could be in position to pick up a vacant. I don't think all the belts will be dropped. I don't think so at all. I think Jaron Ennis is going to pick up a belt. I think Virgil Ortiz will pick up a belt. Virgil, especially Golden Boy, so he'll probably go the WBO route. He'll get a belt. And then again, it's like what I said, guys coming up from 140. Josh Taylor, I think, will get a belt somewhere. There's very, very good boxers, unbeaten young boxers that are there to pick up belts. So ain't gonna be that easy. What's this one about Munguia? Munguia is a hype job. Is he? I don't think Munguia is a hype job. I think Munguia is tough. I don't think he's as good as maybe. Like, that's a bit harsh, Simone. Like Munguia is good. Now, again, if you're comparing Munguia to a Canelo, and that comparison has been made because they're both Mexican, then yeah, obviously he's not Canelo, but Munguia is still very, very good. I think Munguia will compete against, and he's very, very big. Munguia is 6 foot. He's 6 foot. I'd say maybe 6'1". It'd have to come down a lot to make 160. I don't know how he made 154. So I think Munguia's good, man. I don't. Is he got the skills of a Canelo or a Caleb Plant? No, but he's tough. And again, if you don't dent Munguia, good luck. Jay, I hope this is a joke. Do you think Anderson Silva has a legit shot at cruiserweight belt? Absolutely not. Beating Chavez Jr. means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's this question here? Fahazan Reyes says, why aren't we talking about Tank's return next week? Because that fight is next week, and we've got next week to talk about it. But we can talk about it now. Gervonta Davis versus Barrios at 140 pounds. Should be good, right? It's always good to see Tank. It's always good. I mean, he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing today. I mean, that fight against Leo Santa Cruz, who called him some problems, Leo Santa Cruz gave him some work, but the way in which he finished it was brutal. I'm not quite sure about him at 140. 135 to me is his landing place. I think he's too small for 140, like his body structure. But Barrios isn't really a 140 guy either. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I want to go back down to 135, but if he does run through Barrios, he's not like, why would we want to cut weight? He's going to make fighters go up and fight him at 140. What I don't want to happen, and what I know is going to happen, he's going to beat Barrios. He's going to get that regular belt chucked around his waist, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, the champ." No, he's not. He's not. We know that because Josh Taylor's got all the belts. So you know what they're going to try and do, and they're going to call out Josh Taylor, and they're going to start yappy, and oh, Josh Taylor's scared of us, all that crap. I don't know. Base the kid said Tank Davis, aka the regular king. Yeah, see, regular belt. He's a regular belt king. That actually, that's a bit disrespectful. He's better than that. Tank's legit. Tank's very, very good. But yeah. Ade, who's your favorite female fighter? Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields, but I'm a massive fan. Are we talking about MMA or boxing? If we're talking about MMA, then I mean, fucking Amanda Nunes and Joanna Jędrzejczyk are ridiculous, and Weili and Rose Namajunas. I'm Like literally, I'm more a fan of the female MMA fighters, and this isn't no disrespect to the female boxers, but those four that I just mentioned in MMA excite me more than any of the female fighters in boxing. And that's me being real. Like Rose Namajunas, fully on board. Her versus Wei Lee. Go and watch. If you haven't watched it, go and watch Wei Lee versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk in MMA. It's pretty much like a boxing match because they don't even use their feet, really. It's stand up. It's beautiful. Beautiful violence. 5 rounds, 5 minutes a round, 25 minutes of war. Joanna's face after is like that. I'm not even exaggerating. Go and see it. Type it in right now. Her face swells like that. It's violence at its best. Scary. And that's the thing. Those girls in MMA are fighting the same minutes and same rounds as the men. In boxing, we're only giving them 2 minutes. Make of that what you want. Someone just said, what about Savannah Marshall? Yeah, I'm big fan of Savannah Marshall. I mean, what she has, what a lot of the other female boxers don't have, is got that KO power. Savannah Marshall will put you to sleep. But I just want to see her take on Clarissa. Like I want to see Savannah really have that Clarissa fight. I just don't know if it's gonna happen, especially with Clarissa now in and out of MMA. All right, guys, last 15 minutes, get as many questions as you can in. As you see, I probably answered about, some people say, Ade, you don't answer the questions, you only answer the super chat questions, or you don't answer enough questions. How many questions do I fucking answer? Answer loads. RJS says, who's the best British light heavyweight in your opinion? If they were to all go into a Super 6 today, this might surprise you. I think would win. This might surprise you. I think if they were to all enter a Super 6 right now, I think Callum Johnson could knock them all out, I'm not even joking. I think that man got some mad power, Mad power. I personally think Boatsie's the best, but Boatsie's started to, I'm not sure. And I like Boatsie a lot because he's like a throwback fighter, but I'm not sure. But look, the thing is, we've got a really good crop of them, right? Obviously, you've got Craig Richards in there now. You've got to put Craig Richards' name in the mix. You've got Lyndon Arthur, you've got Anthony Yard, you've got Callum Johnson, you've got Boatsie, you've got others as well coming up. So it's a good mix. Let's just hope we get there. There has been talks about Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard. I don't know why they're both fighting, different fighters on the same bloody bill. But I think Callum Johnson could put all of them to sleep. All of them. I really do. 2 secs. Ade, off the cuff question, whatever happened to Ryan and what's the story with Box Talk? You need to elaborate whatever happened to Ryan. Ryan's at home chilling, going to work every day. Hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this, but he just bought a new house. Ryan's there. Ryan's doing his thing. I would love Ryan to look. If I get a studio, when I move to the studio, I mean, it would be nice to have Ryan in there. A lot of you asked me this question. I think, I think I've said this before, but obviously when I was doing Box Talk with Ryan, I was doing it over here. We used to film in Ryan's house quite a lot. And then I moved to Nigeria for a couple of years. So obviously Box Talk, unfortunately, had to stop. I mean, we didn't know about Zoom back then. If we did, we would have probably done it over Zoom. But, Zoom's only like people have started to know about it now. So it's quite difficult. And to set up Skype and all that was quite difficult. We didn't have no mics or fancy cameras. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So I then started to do my own channel. I think maybe about, I don't know. When did I start this channel? 3 and a bit years ago. So that's it, really. There was a time when I thought Ryan was going to continue Box Talk by himself, but I think he liked the dynamic me and him had, so he didn't. But that's it. There is no, I think people started to, there's beef. There's no beef at all. Ryan's like my big brother. It's just, I moved to Nigeria, and that's how it kind of stopped. That's how it stopped. 2 secs, peeps. 2 secs. This is an interesting one. I saw this. Who should Anthony Fowler fight as a step-up fight? Now, I have to apologize. I saw Anthony Fowler versus Garcia, yeah, and I thought it was the Spanish Sergio Garcia. and I've just been corrected, and it's not. So I don't know. So he's fighting some other Garcia on this fight camp, and it's very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. So yes, I thought it was Sergio Garcia, but it's not. It's not that Garcia at all, is it? Oh, like this fight. Rosario versus Lubin. I like that fight, 154 pounds. When is that fight? When's that fight? Yeah. Let's get Yardman out of here. Straight right on the chin, and Yardman is out. Yeah, man, I'll take no stupidness. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's just a football question. Hi, Ade. After the match on Friday, how far did England go in the Euros? If England was a boxer, who would they be? I can't even think of who they'd be, but England ain't going nowhere. If England win against Czech Republic, England pay either Germany, France, or Portugal next. They're out. Gone. Adios. Football is not coming home. No. England just simply aren't good enough. Overhyped footballers. Not good enough. It's that simple. And even if you think they're good enough, France have better players. So do Portugal. So do Germany. So England aren't beating any of those. So it's done. England should just get a draw against Czech Republic. Let Czech Republic top the group, and then England have an easier route. And you know what's scary as well? If England do play Germany, so there's a good chance that England will play Germany. And if England do play Germany, it will be at Wembley. I'm telling you now, it will be carnage. I did England versus Scotland for TalkSport Wembley, and you could see tension was friendly to a point. When drinks started to flow, it started to get a bit scary. England versus Germany will kick off immediately. There'll be no. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. What other questions have come in? Guys, by the way, I've been convinced by I think it's Rowan Perry. I am going to do a live watch along for Loma versus Nakatani and for Javonte Davis versus Barrios this weekend. We're back, baby. We are back. Stanley Redding says, have you got any clue why Richard Riakporhe hasn't fought since 2019? I heard he got a hand injury, then later was scheduled for a last fight camp, but nothing. I met Richard about 2 months ago at the Boxing Social podcast. They've got a podcast studio. I went there. He was there. Massive, by the way. Huge man. He was rumored at the time to be fighting Kevin Lerena, the South African Kevin Lerena. I don't know what happened. I think Kevin Lerena has gone to this Bridgerweight thing. I'm not quite sure. I think it's not necessarily the injury with Richard Riakporhe. It's trying to get him a fight. I think they're just trying to kind of manage and get a fight. He is managed by Dillian White, so hopefully there is an announcement soon. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with Riakporhe. It slowed down his momentum a lot. Slowed it down a lot. So we'll see. 2 seconds. England would be Chisora. That's harsh. No, that's harsh. That's harsh because you know it is. England would be Chisora because England have so much expectation. Like England, England started this tournament as joint favorites. Chisora never starts a fight as a favorite. So you have to think of someone that like we always hype and then loses. Chisora isn't that guy because we don't hype Chisora. Like Chisora doesn't go into these fights as the favorite. Let's be honest. England is Jarrett Hurd, and I don't even think that's the one. England would be Audie Harrison. Nope, he's never favorite. Come on, guys, think. That's a good question from Anthony Vander. Says, Ade, are you still doing a Box Park Wembley? We were close last time. I don't know. All my focus on right now, Anthony, is the studio. If I'm honest with you. That's it. I just want to get the studio up and running. I'm trying to put all my effort into that, trying to get a couple more cameras, get a couple more mics, get the look right, the feel right. We're going to paint it exactly this color. You know what this color's called, yeah? No joke. This color in B&Q is called Downing Street. This colour's cool, blood. So we're going to get more down the street. What's this one? Dave Allen. No, England would not be Dave Allen. Think about it. Someone that always starts as a favourite and then loses. There's not many. Very rare. Well, Ben Odom's in the building. Big super chat. Thank you, Ben. Really appreciate it, brother. It says, good evening, Ade. Good evening, everyone. No real question to ask. Wishing happy Father's Day to everyone. That's nice. Happy Father's Day to everyone. You know what? Let's have one more. Let's have a little toast to all the fathers out there, right? I feel like Mother's Day get a lot of love, and rightly so. Let's have a little double to all the fathers out there. So guys, go and girls, go and grab yourself a drink. Cheers. Cheers to everyone out there. My father sadly passed away when I was 19 or 20. 20. 20? Might be 19, you know. When I was 19, my father passed away. And it's funny. I'm not trying to bring the mood down. We're going to come back up in a minute. But at the time, I didn't have that much of a relationship with him. He was in Nigeria a lot. I was very much brought up by my mum, single parent with quite a lot of us. So when it didn't even really affect me. Like, I heard he had a heart attack and a stroke, and I was like, I was devastated. But I was like, well, I've not seen him for years. Doesn't matter. When I got older, so I think when I got to about 29, 30, that's when it affected me, because I was almost like struggling mentally of what I need to do. And I really needed like an adult person to speak to, like, you know, like a father or an uncle, whatever, to speak to. And that's when it really affected me. I say that because if all of you are lucky enough to have your father and you might be going through something, cherish it. Because there's nothing more in life right now than me right now wanting to have a little drink with my dad and just watch the boxing and watch the football. So for all of you that, you know, your dad's pissing you off and, you know, you're upset, squash it and cherish it. 2 secs. This one kind of pains my heart, but Ben, no, I'm not having it. Ben's not like England. No, not having it. Not having it. 2 secs. England, what's this one? Sorry, I think I just missed. Someone said England. Oh, loads more questions are coming. Jeez, you man flying with the questions. What's this one? Woohoo says Yardman versus Billy from the chat. Let's set it up. Yeah, Yardman be talking madness. Don't come on here and talk madness. This ain't the channel. There's other channels for that madness. We don't do that here. We're very cool. England would be David Price. Oh, jeez, man. Jeez. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit hard. You know, England might be, and he wasn't favorite, but we did big him up in those fights. Huey Fury, like again, his losses have been to guys where, you know, it's close, right? I mean, he wasn't favorite to beat Joseph Parker, nor Pulev, nor Povetkin, but we did big him up a lot in those fights. So he's close. No, England would not be Ricky Hatton, Lakvinder Singh. How dare you? David Hay. No. What's this one? Ade, once your studio is up and running, and it will come to a time when you can't be asked to go to the studio to record, and there's some breaking news, do you have the equipment to record from home? I certainly do. I've got my old trust and tried phone with my mic, but my studio, and this is why it was important. I've looked at load of studio. The studio is literally a 5-minute drive. 5-minute drive. I could probably jog there in 15 minutes. So that won't be a problem. Oh, this one might be true. Sadly, this one just might be true. Yeah. Might be true. All right, what's the time? Now, we've gone, what's the time? What is the time right now? 10 to 9. All right, let's go to 9 o'clock. Let's go to 9 o'clock. Ismaeel Johnstone says, English football is the state of English boxing. No, I don't think English boxing's as bad. I don't think like right now English football is so hyped. English boxing right now isn't as hyped. I think we understand where we are. We're in definitely a transition phase when it comes to English boxing. Um, I think there are a lot of good Olympians that would have been pro right now, so would have done well in the 2020 Olympics and would have turned over and would be 5 and 6 and 0 and would be getting excited about them. So I think we are about a year behind, but there's there's some good fighters. There's some good fighters. Dennis McCann's one to watch out for, by the way. What we got here? This is it. I think this is it. I think this is it. Although this isn't an English boxer, I think this is it. England are Adrian Broner. Lots of hype, talk, and expectation, but fails to deliver. That's England. That is England. Perfect. No, that's England. Broner. Oh, what a waste of talent, man. Broner was so good, Broner was so good. What a waste of talent. This is a bit harsh. Ritson, England or Ritson. No. Ritson's decent, Ritson's just decent for his level. There's nothing wrong with where Ritson is. Just decent for his level. Don't you dare. I will block you. I like you, Ash, but I will block you for saying anything bad about Nassim Hamid. Nassim Hamid lost one fight to Marco Antonio Barrera, a first ballot Hall of Famer. No shame. What we got? Those guys, I can't believe how many questions come in, like so many, and I appreciate it. I really do. This is a nice one. Look at that. I found that one. Your dad would be proud, bro. I think my dad would, because my dad loved sport a lot. Like my dad got me into random sports. Like my dad, snooker, fucking Steve Davis. I don't know how old a lot of you people are, but me and my dad used to sit down when I was a kid. I remember and watch Steve Davis, darts, random fucking sports like that. And obviously, my dad's the reason I support Liverpool because of John Barnes. Like he loved John Barnes. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. All right, last few minutes. Let's see what I can see. I'm just going to randomly pick questions out. Stanley Redden says England will be Chavez Jr. Oh, Usman Moo says England will be Billy Joe Saunders. Someone said England will be Amir Khan. I can't find it, but I saw it. I did see it. Sorry, guys. So many questions. I'm trying to. It's weird how I just scroll down and thousands come up. Jeez. I saw one from Jake Danson. What's this? Do you think Mo Farah should be doing trials for the 10,000 meters or should retire? Guy is now running sub 27 easy. Yeah, he should. It was he 38, Mo Farah as well. It's okay, Mo. You had your time. What a fantastic career. But look, like, can we not like it's I said the same thing about Roger Federer. I remember when Roger Federer lost the US Open to one Martin Del Potro, and I was like, stop, done, call it quits. Like I was so angry. Like he lost to Del Potro. Roger Federer went on to win 5 more Grand Slams. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You can keep going. What's this from Ghetto Genius? Craig Richards versus Lyndon Arthur. Who wins? Craig. I think I'd edge to Craig. I've seen Craig now against Bivol. To be fair, Bivol was out for a while, but I think Craig at a very, very high level, very high lick. But I would like to see. I do think though that Lyndon Arthur is going to have so much more confidence because of that performance against Yard. So much. Yard needs a performance, Yard they added. Oh, I forgot the guy's name now, and I've met him before as well. He's got a gym not too far from me in Homerton. I can't remember the guy's name. They've added former British middleweight champion. They've added to the camp. So let's hope what he can do. I can't believe I forgot his name. What's this? Mike Henry says AJ undisputed or LFC trouble. LFC trouble all day long. All nothing. Let me just get this clear with you. Nothing in life. I'm not joking. Is more important to me than Liverpool Football Club. Nothing. Sorry. Just fact. That's it. James Cook. James Cook's the name I was thinking about. Is it James Cook? I think is his name. James Cook. Yeah. So they added James Cook to the camp. James Cook's such a nice guy. So before this must be about 7 years ago. I went to his gym just to sit down and talk to him. And like this guy was giving me some gold about what boxing was like in the days of Eubank and Michael Watson. Give me some really mad stories about fights in Finsbury Park. When boxing, not fights like roadman fights when fights used to be on in Finsbury Park. They don't obviously happen in there much anymore. Some really good stories, some gold. Sometimes you can go into these gyms and catch a trainer who just wants to talk to you. And I mean, I know a lot of you like obviously watch boxing on TV, but sometimes head to a gym. Honestly, if you can, nothing better than going to a local gym and just watching some of the guys work. I think it'll give you so much more appreciation for the sport just to go in there and watch. And you can, you can, unless there's a big sparring day, obviously you can't, but most times you can. All right. Weed. Someone asked, what is the drink I'm drinking? You might have missed it. Someone sent this to me. Oh, so that's a lie. Someone gave it to me for my birthday. I've just opened it now. You see that? Highland. This camera is good, isn't it? This camera bad, blood. Sony A5100. The way it just zooms, like, yeah, that's what it is. It's pretty good. And then it just comes back into focus. I'm liking that, boy. The little things that I get excited about, right? Guys, all right, we've done an hour and 30 minutes. Time to go. It's time I go. It's been a long day. We have work tomorrow. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone. What's that? I just saw something. Oh, I guess this is in response to nothing's more important than Liverpool. No, I mean family, obviously. Look, family. Outside of family, I meant my mum is obviously numero uno, but outside of that, nothing more important than Liverpool. Guys, we didn't even do no movie talk. I wanted to do a bit of movie talk, I can't lie. I wanted to do a bit of movie talk because there's something random that I was watching on Netflix, yeah. Where is it? It started off quite good. Now it's become quite shit, if I'm honest with you. What is it called? It's called Sweet Tooth. It's got very I feel like it's for kids. So I stopped watching. I was like, what the fuck is this? Some childish thing. Lupin's back on Netflix as well. I might watch that tonight. Lupin. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, like and share the videos. Can everyone do a like, please? That would be really appreciated, please. Just before we go. Captain Phillips is on Netflix now. Great watch. Ben Odom says John Barnes was also the reason I was obsessed with Liverpool. Waters was the biggest come down. Oh my god, don't get me excited about Waters. How bad was that? Ben, we must be around the same age, Ben. Like, I'm 40. I'm guessing for you to say Mark Waters was the biggest come down, Ben Odom, you are 43. Yay or nay? I think Ben Odom is about 43. Mike Arrow says Lupin is amazing. It's pretty good, isn't it? Storyline a bit like really like dirt, but it's pretty good. Who's this? Who's your favorite London team? My best friend played for Tottenham. So I used to go and watch Tottenham a few times. But I would have to say it's close between Tottenham and Arsenal. I'm literally 5 minutes from West Ham. I've actually got a season ticket next season. I know some people might be like, that's bad. How can you have a season ticket when you're a Liverpool fan? That's because I just want to watch Premier League football. and I got a season ticket for cheap at West Ham. Literally, the stadium's only a couple of minutes that way, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to go there. But I'd say Arsenal. I just Ian Wright, Henry, Vieira, all the rest, you know. Sammy Pavley says, did your dad have any affiliation with Liverpool or just support them because he liked them? No, I'll be very brutally honest. It was because John Barnes was the best player at the time and he was black. That's it. I'm being very brutally honest with you. So I think that's probably why my dad at Liverpool. That was all it was. And I had no choice. You don't get a choice as a kid. So yeah, I started liking Liverpool and now they ruin my life sometimes. All right, guys. Ben Odom's 41. I knew it around the same age. I knew it because when Ben starts talking films, I kind of like, yeah, we kind of we like the same kind of films. We like the same kind of stuff. All right, guys, everyone, honestly, have a good day. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Thanks for tuning in as always. Guys, I can't lie to you. I really appreciate the support. Yeah, and I look forward. I can't wait to get you guys on the journey that we're going on in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. But thank you so much. Whatever you're doing today, do it safe. What's the time? I'm gonna chill out now. Chill out, watch a movie, have a drink, and get ready for work tomorrow because it's another busy day in the Talksport Studio. There's 290 of you still in. Can you guys go, please? I'm saying goodbye. I'm waiting for you to drop. You know, like when you're speaking to a girl and you're waiting for her to drop the phone first. That's what I'm waiting for you guys to do. Can you drop the phone? Can you just get out of here? Because if you don't, I'm just going to end up staying. Look at that. Like, Rowan Perry's not dropping the phone. Nor is Team Banchamek. All right, if you're not dropping the phone, I'm just going to stay. I'm just going to stay. I was ready to go. Oh, Mike Harris is Nigerian. Look at this one. You hang up. That's what it's like, innit? You hang up. Wesley Cummins says, we're not dropping. Drop the phone, god damn it. All right, I'm dropping the phone. I'm done. I'm hanging up. What's this? Benedict. What's that one? Nick Hammond says 278 in the chat. Smash the like button on the way out. Yeah, if you're on the way out, smash the like button. Ash I says, Ade, are you Yoruba? Yoruba demon. That's what they call us. All right, guys, I'm done. But 110% we are going to do the watch alongs for Loma and Javonte Davis. It's going to be a long one, but I think it's about time we do a live watch along, right? I think it's about time. As always, thank you. Enjoy your Sunday, your week. No doubt we'll do other videos through the week anyway. You can drop now. You can all go. Bye, guys. Still here, look. 258 of you still here. Do 258 of you have nothing else to do? Is that what it is? There's nothing else to do. Well, I do.